Few people who tour the Pediatric Cardiac Intensive Care Unit at Batson Children's Hospital are as focused as Leah Helms.
We take people on a lot of tours, but you really seem to be looking around. I mean, you kind of know what you're looking at, don't you?
I was seeing the progress that was made, and I guess from my experience in Washington and Arkansas,
you have something to compare it to.
I do.
Perhaps more than most, Helms values the growth and success of Batson's congenital heart program established 2 years ago, because it wasn't available in 2009 when her son needed it.
I never knew anything was wrong with Pierce until shortly after he was born. And shortly after he was born, they had told me he was diagnosed with aortic stenosis. We left River Oaks. We came out here to Batson Hospital. They ended up doing a balloon on Pierce to help us out and everything, and they ended up flying us to Washington, D.C. We were there in Washington, D.C. for about a month in hopes for surgery. They had decided that they could not do it. They then flew us to Little Rock, Arkansas to wait for our heart transplant, and we were there for a month and a half. But I lost Pierce before a heart became available, and after I'd gotten home, it just put a passion in me to help do what I could for Batson Hospital so that other families didn't have to sit there and fly around the world for help like we did.
Well, you can tell that she has not only an emotional, she has many layers of investment when it comes to taking care of children with heart disease, and her personal experience, I know, gives her even more motivation to help us.
For a family to have a child with a heart defect who has to undergo catheterizations and surgeries, that's enough as it is for them to handle. Take them away from their home, take them away from their bed at night, take them away from their support of their family and their mom and their dad and their aunts and their uncles and their children. You're just adding that much more stress to them.
They missed me. It was hard. Yet alone they were worried, wondering when their little baby brother was going to come home, when Mama was going to come home.
Any person my age, any children my age that doesn't have a mom that has to fly out, it's hard. It was hard on me and it was hard on my brothers also. And so it means a lot when their families can stay close together even at the hospital.
Well, it's hard when you're away by yourself and you don't have that core of family and support that you need. That if people get to stay here in Mississippi, they will.
We know that the best opportunity for the children is to be able to stay in their home state, and we're here to ensure that they receive the very best care.
And since this program is up and running, that's been the case. Patients haven't had to go out of state.
That's correct. We've not sent any children out of the state. And we're on track to do about 600 operations this year, to give you an idea of how much need there is for the children. And it is more than we expected. But we're here to take care of all the children, and we're very pleased that the outcomes have been so good.
Not only can they just stay here, but they can get care that's what we're finding as is equal to or superior to anything in the region, which makes us happy. If we can say the mortality rate or the death rate is extremely low, that means every baby, with very little exception, is doing extremely well. And that's really what matters to us.
And it matters to Helms and her family as well. They've already netted more than $10,000 for Batson's heart program in just 2 years through a sport they love.
Soccer has been our life for 12 years. Everybody knows us. The greatest support. Why not have a benefit soccer tournament? We titled it Saving Little Hearts One Kick at a Time, and it makes great awareness for the kids that come out to play. They know that they're playing for a good cause. They know what Pierce's story was, and knowing that this money slowly benefits Batson Hospital's cardiac unit.
Well, I view this program as being part of the community, and the fact that the community supports us so well is exactly why we've been able to be so successful.
To learn more about the congenital heart program at Batson Children's Hospital, go to childrenshospital.umc.edu. I'm Jim Albritton reporting.